All right, everyone. Welcome to episode 25 of the Behind the Stripes podcast. I'm Rama, Peroo. Usually over to the right of me is a two-time JUCO World Series champion coach and a Cowley College Hall of Famer, Dave Burroughs. But today we've got the same thing. We've got a Cowley Hall of Famer, two-time JUCO World Series champion, Darren Burroughs. Coach, thanks so much for filling in.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah, and we've got another guest on the show today that we've had on before, someone that you're all familiar with, the all-time winningest coach here in Lady Tiger basketball history, head coach Todd Clark.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Let me come in.
Great to have you back again. So I guess we didn't scare you away too bad the first time. All right.
Try not to mess it up so I get asked back.
Well, Coach, we had this conversation earlier, but just kind of want to know, we had Donnie Jackson on a few weeks ago, too, on the podcast, talking a little bit about how his offseason's gone. Can you tell us a little bit about what's been going on in the offseason for you?
I'm just recruiting, that's pretty much it. Just trying to get ready for next year and put a new group together and see if we can be competitive and get a little better.
How's that gone for you?
Well,
Do
I
you
think
feel like
okay. You never know till you're working with them on a daily basis.
Right.
You may recruit them and see them and like them, but until you're working with them day to day, you don't really know who they are and what they're about. So we feel really good about it. So we just got to put it together as a group, and that's the critical part for us is playing together as a team and being cohesive that way. So we'll just have to see.
Sure. Well, Coach, you know all about the, off season. It's not really an off season. I mean, when you're a coach, it's all season long. So, but I think Coach Clark made a good point there. You can, get these kids in and you feel good about them, or but you don't know till they're actually here, do you? I mean,
you never know. You never know. And the turnover is so large at our level, and so as a junior college coach or to community college coach, you have to always be looking for the next person, and because you don't know who you're going to lose before or who's going to be hurt. So you never know exactly what you have until, as Todd said, you're on a day-to-day basis around them and who they are.
Same deal. You recruit them and you may get no-showed.
Yeah.
At this level, you just never know what's going to happen. It's happened to me, several times. So
It's happened.
just things happen.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, you were lucky last year. You only had, it was a very young squad.
Right.
And they really progressed as the season went on. I think you won 5 of your final 7 regular season games. They really started to find their niche and only lost 2 sophomores. Is that right?
No.
So you can tell us what those 2 are going to be up to now.
Mallory's going to Midwestern State in Texas, so I think that's a really good fit for her. Excited for her. Zuzana came off a ton of injuries, in between her freshman year and then her sophomore year. She sat out a year, so had a knee and a shoulder both repaired and just never really got back in form. So she's staying home. She's going to get a job and stay in Poland. So,
I'm sorry she's had to battle all those injuries, but she was a talented player when healthy. So.
Yeah, and she's happy and she's comfortable with what she's doing. That's all that matters.
Good. As far as some of the returning players, Megan Simon and Aya Burney, kind of really had great years. Celia Henderson-Johnson really had good freshman seasons. Can you tell me kind of what you're expecting from the returning group?
More, a lot more from all 3 of those kids. So, Callie Rickards is a kid that had a bad foot.
Yeah, a kid from Derby, right?
Yeah, and I think she played in some really big high school games in Derby and state championship type of things, and so you can't really rattle her too much. She's kind of a steady point guard, and we started her early, and then she got injured and we couldn't play her, and I felt like that really hurt us. Just one more guard we could throw out there, and again, doesn't get rattled, just kind of plays through whatever. So thought Megan really improved. Bernie got better, so we're looking forward to it. We just got to put some pieces around them, so see what happens.
Good, Coach. As far as those sophomores, are there some of them that you really looking for some leadership out of those groups?
Megan especially, and I, Bernie, I think both those kids could be leaders if they, speak up. That's a hard role, you're trying to get your teammates and your friends to follow you, and you got to whine at them, so that's not always the most comfortable position. And not all kids are into that or accept that role of responsibility, and especially at a 2-year school, it goes from not knowing nothing to trying to know everything. So that's a hard role. So I feel like but I think Megan especially has that personality in her a little bit. So
You almost find it that they have it as a freshman, and you know what you're going to get.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I think we've seen a lot of freshmen be leaders, and because that's who they are.
Yeah,
and you're not changing their personality.
Very true. That's Hattie Pyle was like that. She came in and she was in charge. So it was nice to have that.
So it's always to have that when you know the freshman was a leader coming back as a sophomore, but.
Absolutely.
There you go again. We don't know what we got.
Great point, though. It's almost like having another coach out there.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's huge if you can get one that really knows what they're doing. And and wants to do it, that's big.
And then they can say something to the player, and it comes across a little bit different than the coach saying it to them.
Absolutely.
For sure.
You know, they get tired of hearing us.
Yeah.
Well, they just do. And
That's
the,
right, I
And,
know.
and the player will go to them and say, hey, he's doing this, he's saying this to you because this is what he wants.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of you having to keep reminding him, and they'll take it sometimes better from a teammate that's a leader.
Well, and on the coaching front, there's been a change in your assistant coaching. So I know we've lost Vance, Lee, and John Ishii. They both have moved on. So
John was a volunteer for us, so that
Yeah,
was a
right.
short-term
Sure.
type of deal, no matter what. But he went home to Mississippi and
good for
he's
him.
enjoying life on the beach. Good
Lucky
for him.
guy,
So,
yeah.
exactly. So, and then the drive for Vance was quite a bit. It was an hour and 20 minutes, and now he's going back to Hutch Trinity, where he was the head girls coach. Will he be the head boys coach this next season? So,
Okay, well, that's great for him.
shorter drive and a good situation for him.
We're going to miss those guys.
Absolutely.
But right now, are you in the process of trying to find
I
that?
think it's Thursday. We have 2 people on interviews, so that's kind of where we're at with it. Just
Gotcha.
waiting on that.
And kind of when we're talking about the assistant coaches, I mean, it's such an important thing. Like you just talked about some of those players that can kind of take on that void of, hey, this is what head coach, this is what he's saying, this is what he means. You know, those assistant coaches can really be a good buffer like that. So,
Absolutely huge.
you know, when you look back at all the assistants you've had here during your time at Cowley, are there some that you still have communication with?
All
more
of
than
them,
others?
all of them except Jeff Carter.
Okay. Has he kind of disappeared?
No, Jeff was a very smart cat. He yeah,
he
yeah.
came here, right?
So he when he left, he worked for the IRS as an accountant.
Oh,
Yeah, and then he opened his own IRS business or his own accounting business there in Wichita. So I haven't done a good job of keeping up with him. When that's not really the same
hopefully you don't need him for the IRS.
same world at all. So Katrina Caldwell, who was here for 6 years, I think, I can't remember now, and now she's a nurse and living in Oklahoma and
Right.
enjoying that. So she's kind of done a traveling nurse deal too, where she's been all over the country.
that.
And it's pretty unique because they pay you, they get you a house or pay for your housing, and you can go all over and kind of
Terrific.
experience different things. So that's pretty cool for her.
Uh-huh.
Then of course Troy was here for 10, so
Yeah.
that's a long term. So and then Lance Jeffers here 1, and then Vance the last 2. So
Good.
Yeah.
And Troy's still out at Dallas then?
Yeah, yeah.
And is it Dallas College?
I don't know.
Okay.
No.
Now, it's not the Dallas College Richland that's coming here,
Yes,
is it? Okay.
yes, it
I
is.
saw that on the
Yeah,
schedule.
yeah,
I
he'll be
was
here.
hoping that was.
He'll be here. Yeah, November 6th, I think, is the date. I can't remember, but they're coming up to play. But yeah, Dallas College has like 6 campuses in the Dallas area or something like that. They're all community college or D3 schools, and he's at Richland.
Okay.
Is the one he's at.
Well, good. Well, it'll be neat to see him
Yeah,
back.
it'll be fun,
in his
yeah.
squad. So.
I'm going to go work his camp next week, so get to
Excellent.
hang
Part of
out.
America?
Yeah, going up there.
Still doing
Sunday.
that.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Yep.
Well, that's kind of around your old stomping grounds, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
too? So,
yeah.
Good deal.
Old home week.
That camp, how many kids does that still bring in? Does it still bring in quite a number?
I don't know. He hadn't given me the numbers. I'm not sure. The boys, I think, are 140 or somewhere in there, and the girls are
Goodness.
low hundreds, like just over 100 or something like that. I can't remember the numbers. But that camp is 54, 55 years old now. So, just trying to keep it going. And Coach Ken Cochran, who's kind of a legend in this state as far as basketball goes, ran it forever. And so it's got a unique history as far as camps. I don't know any other camps.
What
Just
facility do you have?
at K-Dub, at Kansas Wesleyan. Yeah, they've kind of been
that many people to work.
Yeah, have been staying on their campus for most of those 50 years.
Oh, my.
Now, I can't remember, again, it was all melting together, but 2 or 3 years ago, we had to go to K-State Salina because Wesleyan was working on their dorms and renovating, and things happen with that.
Yeah, sure.
And but they still participated as far as the gym and things at Wesleyan. And Sacred Heart is, basically a walk down the block. There's another gym right there. They've used Salina South. They used to use St. John's, which is up north of town. There's plenty of gyms in Salina. Back in the good old days when that camp was 400 or more. I'm doing a promotion for Troy Thrasher right now. So Coach Cochran, he's kind of like Tom Sy. He badgered me, and Todd went and got my CDL so I could drive the stupid bus. So K-State Salina is out by the old baseball fields. It's way over, God, I'm going blank, on the airport out there. Anyway, we drove from there to Marymount, which was on the other side of town. And then I'd have to go to the middle school. There's 400 campers that week, so 2 buses. We're trying to get everybody all over the place. So I'd spend like 15 minutes in the gym. I didn't really coach that week. I just a bus driver, so it was fun though.
How many days did these campers spend there?
Well, now the old days, it was no AC. It was Sunday to Friday morning. It was hard. It was really tough. It is like a country club now. It's Sunday to Wednesday, so it's not
bad.
bad.
A skills learning camp or
Yes,
a showcase?
all skills. Skills. Yeah. They do play in the evenings, but it's mostly just skills, one-on-one.
The old time.
Absolutely. Both my boys went. I hope they enjoyed it. I enjoyed having them there. But it's 9 hours of basketball.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, exactly. You're on the court and you're getting better.
Cool. Coach, have you ever had any of your athletes that you've been out there and coached or worked with come here?
We've had some. I'm not going to be able to come up with one name right now, but we've kind of paid attention to kids that come out of the camp.
Good deal.
Yeah.
I think I might have shared this before, but I went to the Larry Brown KU basketball camp. I think I was 13. I think it was his last year before Roy Williams came in, but. First day of camp, Milton Newton was playing for the Jayhawks, and he comes out and he says hi to all of us guys, and he goes, "You guys know what this is?" And he holds it up, basketball. And he throws it into the stands, and he goes, "That's the last time you're going to see that for a while. Let's start running." That was what the camp was. It was who's going to be in the best shape.
Right.
We found that out. It wasn't what I was anticipating. This, like you say, country club setting wasn't a country club for me.
That's different.
Yeah, well, and then Larry Brown, and I'm sorry for you KU fans out there, Larry Brown, great coach, but didn't get to see him the entire week of the camp. Last day of the camp, we didn't even practice in Allen Fieldhouse. We were in the auxiliary gym, and last day they line us all up, and we're coming into Allen Fieldhouse, and it's exciting, and Larry Brown's sitting in a chair at center court. And we're expecting a great speech from him or something. No speech. Just come and put your arm around him, get your picture taken, and walk out. That was your Larry Brown basketball camp.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I went to the Ted Owens camp. That's how a little bit.
Did you? Kind of similar?
Yeah, pretty much a similar story. Yeah.
You're showing your age a little bit there.
Unfortunately.
I was saying Larry Brown.
Yeah, you thought you were old.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, not at all. I'll top you on that.
You're going to have to refresh people who Ted Owens was.
Okay, Coach, as far as the scoreboard, too, a lot of people might not know this, but they're taking down the scoreboard inside WS Scott Auditorium. That's been there a long time. We were just talking about it off air, trying to figure out when that was first installed, but I would guess that thing's close to 40 years maybe that it's been there in that gym, 35, 40 years maybe.
That's what I would, again, I'm going to have to do some research.
Yeah.
I thought I knew, but I don't know. So
well, the drawings and the renderings we've seen of the new scoreboard just look incredible. Really excited about it. Your thoughts?
I haven't seen them.
Haven't really? Okay.
No, I really haven't. I don't worry about all that stuff. But,
yeah.
So no, I have not seen, but it's exciting, and
well, sure,
we'll see how it plays out.
I would hope that a recruit comes in and they're going to see a newfangled scoreboard up there. Supposed to have video monitors on all 4 sides, and so it'll be a really nice thing for the fans, and I think for the prospective students that are coming in and see the gym. So awesome. Definitely, yeah. How about a family update? What's going on with you and the family? How's everybody doing?
Kenny and I are getting older.
Join the club.
Falling apart. Kevin living in Tulsa, working on the fireman gigs. He's got an interview with the chief on the 24th of July, so we're hoping that goes well and he can move on to the next step.
Yeah, best of luck.
That is an interesting process. I didn't know it was that drawn out, but I get it. If you're going to pay them and you're going to train them, you got to make sure they're going to stick around. So I'm learning a lot through the process of that. So that's kind of fun.
Pretty grueling experience for him.
It's it's been long.
Well, if someone's going to be able to get through all that, it would be someone who I think led the nation in charges unofficially when he was here at Cowley. So
we'll see.
And then Caden, how's he doing?
Doing good. Going to play basketball this last year at Southwestern. So
Excellent.
We'll see how that plays out. So excited for that.
Good deal.
Hearing much? Be a teacher, Todd?
Yeah, but that's what the other one told me too.
Oh.
So I'm not counting it, but yeah, that's what he wants to do.
I thought that's what he told me.
Yeah.
He'll do good at that.
I hope he does.
He's perfect.
Yeah. Hope he sticks with it. Yeah. They need good ones out there.
They did. There's not enough good ones.
And the coaching profession is getting harder and harder. Exactly. So I'm hoping he'll stick with that.
Well, he has
dig into it.
He has a broad background, so it'll be beneficial to someone.
Yep.
Are you hearing much about Coach O'Brien's squad at Southwestern for next year? Of what
no
team he's going to be on there?
When Cade wasn't playing, I didn't worry about it, so I wasn't paying any attention. So
Right.
I haven't really hooked back up with those guys to find out. I know they got a good core coming back and got some solid guys. So
Do you know Dave Dinley that used to be the
I
women's
sure do.
basketball coach
Yeah.
there?
Yeah,
He's
sure
coming
do.
back to Southwestern.
I heard
now.
that, and
Yeah.
but I haven't touched base with him. I would like to get in touch with Dave. Good man.
He sure
That's
is.
exciting. That's pretty cool.
I think it's great that he'll be around. I know he's not going to be actually working with the basketball program, but it'd be a nice person there on campus for Coach Burt to go.
You're doing recruiting, right? Is that
Yeah,
the
sure is.
main
Be
focus?
fundraising kind of stuff for the college.
Good for him.
Yeah, very nice to have Coach Dinley back. I got to cover his teams when I was first out of college, and that he did a really good job there at Southwestern,
Absolutely.
and that's not an easy job. as
No,
we've seen.
absolutely.
So, yeah. Year number 23. Man, does that even sound possible?
No, not at all. But I'm sure Darren's been here a long time. You put up those numbers.
You lose track of years.
Yeah,
but,
you start
know,
thinking about those numbers. I'll tell a quick story, and I think you'll appreciate my high school football coach. One of my favorite people in the whole world. He taught me a lot, and blah blah blah. And I graduated. I was maybe 2 or 3 years out, and I saw him at home or whatever, and was talking with him, Coach Amaro, and how's it going, blah blah blah, talking about the team and this and that. And he leans over to me and says, "Now, Todd, who'd you play with?" I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" I was so bummed, but I get it now. I
It
can't.
didn't make quite the impact you thought.
Yeah, no, not at all. Absolutely not. 2 years out, and he'd already forgot who I was.
He took a picture. He put his arm around you and took a picture with you.
Yeah, exactly. But they do. They all blend together.
They do.
Sometimes you
They
have a hard
do,
time remembering who played with who, and
But you will. But there are certain times that you remember somebody go, oh, what did so and so do?
Right.
You go, yeah. Well, on
Right.
November 25th, she scored.
Exactly,
And you
yeah.
remember certain things,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I hear things all the time like you, like I don't remember that. And I know stories get infatuated a lot,
Yeah.
blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
But
pretty funny.
it is. They do run together once you get up there quite a ways.
I actually I got the teams on the wall. I have to kind
Yeah.
of. Oh yeah, I remember. Okay, yeah, they played with them, so now I got it.
Yeah.
Coach, how many years now is it at Cowley for you? 30 what?
37.
37. Wow. And you started in what capacity other than
I was
assistant
a
coach? You were
dorm
also
director at Starbeck Dorm and assistant baseball coach.
Okay.
And then I was a couple years, and the guy that was the dorm housing director left, and I became the housing director and assistant baseball coach, and did that I lived in the dorm for 7 years with, so
right.
we did that, and then I was still over the housing for a few years after that.
How many dorms back when you were housing director? How many?
We had Tiger Hall, which is where the cafeteria is now.
Right.
And we had Starbeck, and we had Kirkdale.
Okay.
That's when we started. Then we built docking,
Right.
and then we built Central.
When Kimmel?
Kimmel.
before
Kimmel
yeah,
first,
yeah.
Yeah, Central's the last one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
When I first came, I think docking would just came
just,
up.
just being built.
Yeah,
That was built in around 96, 97.
yeah.
I
My
do
first
know
year was
that,
97. Yeah.
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 because that's
Crazy.
That's about when I moved over there, about 96 or something like that.
Yeah, we had Dr. Pat McAtee on the podcast last week, and it was great to talk about all the buildings and the dorms and things that he did during his time here. So
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, it really is. I know.
Well, the transformation is unnoticeable. I mean, so immense that people don't understand what was here before.
Oh, you're right.
And the progress that we made throughout the years, and
Absolutely.
Incredible.
and I think we're kind of unique, really, for a community college in the state. Most of them are out of town.
Right.
Most of them are in the country.
Out on the edge.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
So we're in the middle of town, and
Right.
And so we had to expand different ways. And I think Dr. Pat and everybody had to be really creative how we were going to go about it. Great.
And most of the junior colleges are 1960 something.
Yes.
You know, and this place is 1922. So that's a huge difference in as far as your history and your imprint on the community and all that stuff.
we
The only
start
other
out in
one
the
I know is
basement,
Highland. Is that's that old?
Yeah. Do we start out in the basement over at the high school?
Yeah. Unreal to see where it's at now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And if you guys, and like just talking about the new scoreboard and some of the things, Dr. Pat McAtee last week mentioned that Michelle Schoen, our current president, he kind of mentored her a little bit too along the way, and so
He mentored a lot of people.
he sure did. Boy, for sure.
He got a huge history behind him.
Yeah.
His positive influence is is unmeasured.
It's incredible. It really
His
is.
coaching tree might be big.
It could be.
Uh-huh.
You know, and,
Yeah.
and he did a lot. He did so much for this institution. It's
Yeah.
not even funny.
Yeah, we were so blessed to have him come on last week. You know, it was really nice of him to take the time to come back here on campus. It was great to have him on.
He was
campus.
good. I listened and watched, and he was, you know, it doesn't mean like he missed a step to me.
Not at all. That's
Yeah, absolutely.
And I shared the story last week of whenever Tommy DeSalm got finally got Cowley to the national tournament, and
He said the same
didn't do
thing
it during Coach
Yeah.
McAdie's. I'm sure he said it whenever you did
And
the
when
same.
when I went up, he said the same
Was it
thing. Same thing
2016?
to me that what he said to you. I mean, what can he have done when I was here?
That's right.
Him and Gene were sitting up there, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, Coach Pat." I mean,
Well, yeah.
Hey, if you guys get a chance, though, what I was going to mention is along with the scoreboard, there's a lot of exciting things that are being done around campus right now. Have you seen what's going on over in the Tiger Deli right now, too?
I did walk in there, and that's pretty cool.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, they've torn that thing completely out, and it's going to be really nice. Going to be all renovated for the students. And
Well, it's hard for me to picture what it's going to be like, but I know
Absolutely.
the transformation is already in the process, and it's like, okay, they've done this and this and this, and the guy said, "You didn't want to use the fireplace." I go, "I didn't ever want to use the fireplace, so I just want to see what you're doing here."
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be pretty cool.
It really is. I walked in there the other day, not really knowing what was going on in there.
idea either. I
And Liz Shepard said, "Come here, I'll give you a tour
Right.
around this place.
Yeah.
Let you see what they're going to do, and it's going
There
to be
you go
great."
again. People don't remember the cafeteria was right next to the student center at that time.
It's where the game room was.
Where the game room is now, or was, or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was just a waiting area out there
Right.
before.
And the bookstore was over
Bookstore
where all
was
those
right there where
offices
those
are back in the
offices are.
back.
My goodness.
Yeah.
I remember when Buell Beck in the mail room was down here when I first started and stuff.
Buell Beck.
He hasn't
Buell
even
Beck.
passed.
Yeah.
I mean, Dr. Pat was amazed at how much this has changed down here,
I'm
too,
sure.
since
Yeah.
he left.
I mean, if you haven't been down here, you're still picturing it to be like it was in,
yeah, well,
2000.
that's right. I know. And like Chris Ripley, our man behind the scenes here, he talked about it was so nice. Our student athletes we'd bring down here and take photos of and stuff. You know, it was kind of a storage area, not really. This is much better to bring them down into.
Absolutely.
They feel a little more big time. It's
Very nice.
Well, when
might
I
be the only
came
time they ever
here,
get their picture taken for something
I
like
think
that.
admissions and financial aid was down here.
Was it really?
I think so.
Okay,
Wow.
I do. I know financial aid was downstairs, and
gotcha.
I think there were some admissions counselors down here.
And then at one time, I heard like Doug Hunter in the art office might have been down here at one time too,
yeah.
or something. So
Yeah, that's where the art class, art appreciation, was down here. I
goodness,
took that class.
did you?
Yeah,
Pass with flying colors. Way to go! All right.
yeah. Doug was the best teacher on campus because I got an A.
Yeah, one of my favorite teachers in college was when first day showed up, said, "Hey, you're in this." It was a basic math class because I wasn't very good in high school at it, and they said, as long as you're here, we know why you're in here. You're not very strong at this, but if you show up every day and you at least try, you're going to pass this class. Man, I showed up every day, and I wasn't very good, but I passed that class. So,
Well, but at least they were teaching you something.
I was learning, but I was there.
Yeah, but you had to go, and
right.
that's what people have to understand. That you can't learn if you don't go.
That's exactly right. Well, Coach, I'm sure you're proud of your former assistants that have moved on and done well. And also, we talked about some of the assistants and where they're at now, but former players, do you still keep in touch with some of your former players as well?
Yeah, that's one thing with social media that is really cool is you get to keep up with their life changes or marriages or new kids or whatever. It's really that's the bonus of the social media. You don't have to call or check in. You just it just kind of pops up in your face. So it's try and do a really good job of staying up with those kids. We have fundraisers and different things come about, and we try and reach out to those kids and try and get a little help from them here and there. We don't want them to give much, but just a little bit to help us out. And we'll probably do that here another month or two too, trying to hit them again. So.
Do you got some of your former players that are coaching right now too that you know of?
I should know a bunch of them, but I
Don't want to put you on the spot. But yeah.
Gabby Curtis especially. Her name is Whitney now, Gabby Whitney, and she coaches in Arizona, and she's working on the reservation where she grew up.
Terrific.
It's not the same. She grew up in Ganado, and she's now at Window Rock.
Okay.
And they were state runners up this past season, so she's done a tremendous job there with her program. 2 years ago, I think they were in the Final Four.
Oh,
so
wow.
She's done really well for herself. And,
Sure.
really great player when she left here. Was MIAA Player of the Year that's saying something right there. That's pretty high level. So it's she's done very well for herself.
Mackenzie Vining, is she still coaching?
No, she's married. Her husband coaches football at Hastings College.
Oh, okay. Nebraska?
Yes. Now she might be coaching this next year. I talked to her a few months ago, and I think she might be getting back. She's been coaching track a little bit. They have a daughter, and so. I can't remember. I think she's doing basketball this season coming up. So, but yeah, she is coaching a little bit, and still a grade school teacher. So,
yeah. If I had to put you on the spot, and I'm sorry I didn't, but if you look at some of the players you've coached through the years, is there anybody that you looked at and you thought that's one that should have got into coaching and maybe didn't, or someone that you thought, man, this is a person that could really be successful at this, maybe?
Like Megan Honus. Her parents both coached. She comes from a coaching background.
Okay.
She's from Medicine Lodge, and she's doing dental hygiene, which I was just like, hey, what are you doing? So I always thought that would be a kid that would be out there, but that, she
I found some other niche then.
Making really good money, making more money than coaching. I know that.
Tough to pass up.
Yeah.
Guys, just and just to kind of shift gears here a little bit and talk a little bit of just some sports that are going on. You obviously we saw that LeBron James is leaving the Lakers. I wanted to pick your brain and see. He's considered one of the greatest to ever play the game. But did you have a favorite player, like a favorite basketball player when you were growing up?
You had a lot of them. Growing up. John Havlicek and the Celtics. That was kind of your niche. Team that because they won so much and they were so good. And, really liked those groups growing up and enjoyed watching them play. But like Roy Bell, Baez, he's a big LeBron guy. So
he is.
Him and Donnie and Troy would get into LeBron, Michael Jordan type of
that
stuff.
Debate.
So I was always trying to throw out different players just to mess with them, get them screwed up on somebody else.
Put you guys both on the spot here. If we had to do that debate between a Michael Jordan and a LeBron, do you guys have? Who would be ahead of who on that discussion?
Well, I'm taking Michael Jordan, but I don't know much about basketball.
Well, hey,
I know he won a lot of championships.
He won all the championships he could when he played in them. They were 6 for 6. But how about you, Coach?
I mean, this is way off, but I kind of lean towards Kareem.
Yeah,
I didn't like Kareem growing up, but he unstoppable.
He was the all-time leading scorer
when he got in the post and got the ball. And then there were years ago they had the one-on-one tournament. And he is wearing Julius Erving out in the one-on-one championship game. And Irving just can't keep his breath, and Kareem's just killing him. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe how just his ball handling skills and all the stuff
7 foot tall.
that you didn't see. And this is late 70s, early 80s, somewhere in there. I'm just like, wow.
Have we ever seen a person have a sky hook that good, too? I mean, that was undefensible, wasn't it? I mean,
if Wemby would ever get a sky hook, look out.
I saw Kareem play the night he broke the scoring record.
Did you really?
In person.
No kidding.
Unbelievable.
That's awesome.
Sky hook.
That's all. Yeah, I remember that.
Kansas City Kings, was it? Where was this at?
It was the Utah Jazz. They were playing in Vegas.
Okay. Were you in the minor leagues at that time?
Yes, we were playing, and we got tickets. A friend of mine, we went.
That's cool.
We were sitting nosebleed section, but I said,
can't beat that.
Yeah, and it was cool, and I got a real appreciation for Magic Johnson at that time to watch him in person.
Absolutely.
How diverse he could do everything. But Kareem was like. It was pretty cool.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, pretty cool. And that's one thing they'll never take away from me.
Heck no. Heck no.
I'm glad you brought that up, Kareem, because I mean that's one of the guys that does get lost in the shuffle, and like
he really does.
He
really does.
Forever,
but he kind of diverts everything away from him.
He does.
True.
He's a very quiet,
very
shy
humble,
guy.
and he wasn't a flashy person. As far as look at me,
right?
And he was good with the rest of them guys on Showtime because
Showtime Lakers.
they wanted to be.
And
the spotlight.
He always had an adverse relationship with the press. I felt like because he wasn't, he wanted his privacy. He didn't want to be the limelight. And he wanted to do what he wanted to do. So I think that's part of where he doesn't get the attention that those other guys do.
And seeing him post career, he's a very smart, philosophical guy.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, but that Showtime Lakers, like you talk about with Magic and
Worthy and
Worthy, you know,
and all those guys were
goodness, Bob McAdoo and those guys.
Yeah,
Some of those. I saw them play in '81. I think I was 8 years old, and I got to see them when they were playing the Kansas City Kings, and so that was pretty cool to get to see those guys one time.
Now you're throwing back a ways when we had Kansas City Kings.
I know. Tell me about it.
Tiny
I know.
Archibald and those guys that played for them.
I was a big Antoine Carr fan too, being from Wichita State, and then he went and played for the Kings. So, as far hey, just real quick, baseball wise, then you grew up the baseball side of things. Was there a baseball guy that was your guy? I know that talking to Dave,
there was always one that I think every small town kid from Oklahoma always wanted to. We all rooted for Johnny Bench because that's who he was.
Yeah.
Just. You always, and I was kind of made me a Reds fan as a kid, and
sure, the Big Red Machine.
Yeah, sure, and of course they won, and we're all front runners. We all want to all winner.
That's how I became a Steelers and Pirates fan. Pirates have never won a World Series since I was 6 years old.
But it's just and so Johnny Bench and was the guy that I always. Warren Spahn was an old left-handed pitcher my dad always talked about as a kid. Warren Spahn this, Warren Spahn that. Try to be like Warren Spahn, and so, but there was a lot there. But I'm going back a ways. But but Johnny Bench was always the guy that I kind of idolized as far as just because who he was and where he's from.
Sure. Well, hey, while we're talking about baseball for a minute, guys, too, I really want to get your opinion on this. But Coach, you'll have an input on it too. But Marlins pitcher Yuri Perez, 2 nights ago on Sunday, he was pulled from a perfect game against the A's after 7 innings, 92 pitches. Now, it was only his 3rd start back after being hurt, but he had pitched 5 1/3, 6 1/3. Now he was up to 7, 92 pitches, perfect game. There's only so many chances you're going to get for those, in my opinion. I would have liked to have seen him get an opportunity to stay in. The bullpen immediately gave up 5 in the 8th, 3 in the 9th, and they held on to win 9-8. So, yeah, crazy. Give up 8 runs in 2 innings after they pull the guy with a perfect game. So it's easy to be that guy that looks back on it and say, why did you take him out? But really, when they took him out at the time, I'm thinking, why do you? I don't know. What's your opinion on something?
Well, I mean, I think being an older time sports person, that I say go for it. That's what I say. But with the new world of analytics, and it was predetermined what he was going to go, and they are hard fast on numbers and what they're going to do, and it's all pre-planned. And
so when they come off injuries, they got a pitch count, or
they always have a pitch count, Todd. Okay. I mean, they always have a pitch count. There you go again. Back when we were young, it was like the pitch count was when the game was over.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And
right.
I mean, that's just how it was. Like if you threw 130 pitches, okay, you're going to have 4 days to recoup to throw again, and it wasn't a big deal. But now they're so analytical, and they're going to follow that. For me, had I been him, I would have said, "Let me try."
Right? Yeah, absolutely.
But he probably didn't have a lot to say about it.
Right.
I was going to say, you being a pitcher, it would have been probably pretty tough to see that manager come tell you, "Hey, good job."
I'd have been a little upset.
Yeah.
I'd have been a little upset. But their goals are different now.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Their goals are different. So it's their goals. I mean, we were about winning today, not
next week.
Not next week.
Right. Yeah.
And if I get a chance to get a perfect game, I'm going for it. Now, if he gave up a hit or a walk or whatever the next inning, take him out right away.
Right.
But,
right.
Now, I might be way off base on this, but when I was growing up, I mean, in the 70s, 80s, 90s, we just didn't hear about like Tommy John or, obviously Tommy John was a pitcher. It was someone totally different anyway, but, or that, when did that come along to where the arm injuries started seeming like they started happening more and more? And was it happening back then? We just didn't really hear about it. They just pitched through the pain.
I think it was happening back then. Of course, Tommy John was, the reason that's some surgery because he was the first one that was done. Dr. Jobe really did it and was successful with it. But watching him pitch live, he didn't need much because he didn't throw very hard.
Like a Jamie Moyer type or something,
or less.
Okay, wow.
But he could pinpoint so well. But yeah, I think they happened, but our career ended. And now there's so much more technology that now we know how to fix it. I think they have the elbows figured out. They're improving on all the time. I think they still have a hard time with the shoulders.
Do they?
I don't think the labrums are near as easy to fix because your arm is not meant to go over your head. You know,
Right. When Tommy John came back, did he have a good career? I don't even.
had a great career.
Did he?
Yeah,
No kidding.
yeah, he had a great career. I watched him pitch one day in spring training. Like, wow, how can a guy that throw that slow be that good?
No joke.
Well, I mean, you watch Goose Gossage throw, and he's throwing 100, you think, and
Right.
Tommy John's throwing 80, but he never misses a spot, and they didn't hit him very hard, and he knew who he was.
What do you think of the pitchers nowadays, Coach? Because I mean, I got the MLB ticket and I watch baseball all the time, mostly my Pirates, but flip to the other games too. 100's regular now for most pitchers. The relievers come in and they're all throwing 99, 100. Mizorowski for the Brewers has thrown 35 of the top 40 fastest pitches this season. Topping out at around 103, 104.
But you saw him pitch live.
That's right. I know, sure did in Grand Junction.
No
Incredible,
kidding.
yeah.
Really?
He was from Crowder.
Where?
Crowder.
No kidding.
We tried to get him. His high school coach played here. That's how bad a recruiters we were. But we tried to get him. We just couldn't get him. But
Man, what a special talent, though.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just we've seen the game. I mean, it used to be the Nolan Ryans of the world were just that was an anomaly. Now everybody's hitting that.
yeah, I think they all throw hard. I do. I think they're trained to throw hard. I don't think they're trained to pitch as much. I think they're trained to throw hard as much, more.
Good point.
But a guy told me one time about radar guns. They're like bathroom scales. You make them say what you want.
that's
So it's how you
I hadn't heard that,
calibrate it.
yeah.
Right.
Not do I think, and like I said, I'm old, and I asked a guy one time that pitched in the big leagues. I said, "How many guys threw 90?" He goes, "Nobody. Hardly everybody threw 90. I mean, Goose Gossage seemed like, and Nolan Ryan threw 94, 95. Well, they were throwing 100.
Right. Right.
They were just different.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if you watch those guys throw in person and the ball's taking off about, at the 45-foot mark and it starts taking a rise, well, they knew what analytics were. They just It was called different.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, guys have thrown hard. More guys throw hard now. There's no doubt. They train to throw hard. They throw heavy balls and med balls, and they train different. Now, we used to just play catch,
Right. Right.
and lift.
Right.
I remember when lifting became popular in baseball. Before then, it wasn't very popular in baseball. Back, you talking about in the old time Pirates with Willie Stargell and Dave Parker, they didn't lift.
yeah, isn't that something,
They
boy?
didn't lift.
Yeah,
They
part
were
of the
just
lumber
big and
company.
strong, and
yeah.
That was more stretching and back in those days, right?
yeah, I guess you could call it that.
All right. Never mind.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, you stretch, but
Right.
you did. What did you stretch for? You were gonna play and
Right.
get loose. And,
Right.
I mean, hell, even think about when we played basketball. Did you ever get tight and have to stretch?
Yeah.
I've been over and touched my toes. Let's go play.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
It's a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go play. We're gonna get loose here in about 2 minutes. So. I don't know, but yeah, I just think athletes are so more well versed on what they are capable of doing, but I think they train so hard.
Yeah, for sure. And then sticking around baseball too. I thought this was neat. And being, you talked about how Johnny Bench used to be one of your favorites. The Kansas City Royals officially inducted their former catcher John Wathan into their Royals Hall of Fame on Sunday, and he became the 32nd inductee to receive that honor. Spent 47 years in the organization as far as a player and a manager, scouting, all those different roles. So, John Wathan. I assume that, and if Dave was here, I wanted to know kind of what he thought about, because he was a catcher.
Sure.
What were your thoughts on John Wathan as a catcher, though? Because he was a kind of a different breed, too, because he stole 64 bases between the 82 and 83 seasons, and you just don't see catchers ever do that anymore.
No, you don't. And I mean, catchers aren't meant to be able to run because they squat so much. But I think he was an anomaly at that time that guys just didn't run. But that showed how good an athlete he was. But kudos to him and kudos to the Royals for all the time and different capacities he spent with their organization. I would think if anybody deserved to be in their Hall of Fame, it would be John Wathan.
Yeah, definitely. He is a Royal when you think of the Royals.
I was kind of blown away at the College Player of the Year trophy is Dick Hauser. I had no clue. I would just played at Florida State or something. I didn't know that. He must have been pretty good, obviously.
Well, yeah, I mean, he managed.
I knew he managed.
That's the only way I knew him, too, was as a manager. I didn't realize.
But I mean, obviously it was but I don't know if that's a memorial type deal too. Because,
Okay.
You know, he got sick and passed away and things like that too. So I'm not exactly sure.
I think what Coach Clark was going for there was, since I said being dated with Larry Brown, and he brought up Ted Owens, he was hoping you would know about Dick Hauser as the player back then.
I think Dick
He was trying to get you to
Hauser's
bite
a
on
little
that
older
one.
than me.
He'd say, I remember watching Dick Hauser play when he was in high school. He was,
but I remember him managing, but I don't remember him playing. So, that's what a guy asked. How good was Babe Ruth?
Shoot.
Yeah. We'll leave those adjectives off the air.
Well, and speaking of Babe Ruth, this is hyperbole. I don't mean to say this, but we're watching a guy, Shohei Ohtani, right now that is, he is worth the price of admission, and he is just fun to watch.
He's a special talent. There's nothing he can't do. He's the fastest runner. He's the first, throws the hardest.
Yeah.
So there you go again.
You just don't see. This is a talent that comes along once in a lifetime. So
Well, nobody gets to pitch and hit.
no.
You
And
know,
be as dominant as he is at
be
both.
that good, but nobody gets to do both.
All right.
And nobody can do both, but he can. And so why make him choose?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Dodgers really have and the Dodgers overall too. You could take him out of that lineup, and they'd still be pretty good.
Oh, they're still pretty good.
Yeah,
They're still pretty good.
they're going to be pretty tough to beat. They're on their way to maybe 3 in a row here. So, and Coach, I know you're a Cubs fan. So tell us how that kind of came about.
Just college and WGN, and you get the game on at
Carey?
I get the game on at 1 o'clock, and and just that stupid stuff.
I'm with
Nothing
you.
more. That's it.
I grew up. It was WGN or TBS. You watched the
that's all it
Cubs
was.
or the Braves.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
All it was.
there was a lot
So
of
I
people.
remember a month in April, some 80s somewhere. I remember Dale Murphy like all world. I don't know if you remember that. Like every time you turned on the TV, clank, clank.
Yeah.
He was unbelievable there for a month.
Yeah.
And thank you for bringing up Dale Murphy. He's hit 400. Well, I think he finished with 399 career home runs. He was the face of the Braves for that entire 80s.
Right.
And he's not in the Hall of Fame. I'm a little just taken aback by that. I don't know. Maybe he's not deserving enough, but I just think so many people were brought to watching baseball, and they watched the Braves or the Cubs, and you watched Dale Murphy, and he was the guy for them.
Absolutely.
It's like Ryan Sandberg was for the Cubs, kind of.
He was really, really special player. They just had a bad team.
Yeah.
And I think they got a bad rap because of that, and maybe guys, and he was a not very boisterous personality and
Pretty religious fellow.
very
from what I've
religious
read.
man and a high character, but who knows what Hall of Fame voters. I read somebody the other day. Who in the hell didn't vote for Derek Jeter?
Right. Get out of here. I know.
You know what I'm saying?
And like Mariano Rivera.
yeah,
same
well,
thing.
he's
Like,
on
how
one
does-
spin 100%, right?
Yeah.
But how do people know about what Hall of Fame voter didn't vote for Larry Bird?
I'm sorry. That's got to be a Red Sox fan or a Lakers fan
There
not
you go.
voting in Larry
Somebody
Bird,
just
you know.
jealous and say, "Well, I'm not voting for him. I don't care."
That's
So
all it is.
they don't go on what people deserve sometimes.
Should have their voting privileges revoked.
They should.
Absolutely.
They should. It shouldn't be anonymous.
Yeah.
Go into a room and you see if you got guts enough to not hold your hand up.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, Derek, this is the guy that didn't vote you in. Yeah, come talk with him. Sit
Yeah.
down for a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's just an example. But there's so many examples of that. Like, how is he not 100% Hall of Famer?
Yeah, got me. That's too bad. And they can't go back and change that either. That'll
No,
always be the way it
but-
was. Well, it's like Belichick we're talking about with, in football too, how, no, not a Hall of Fame.
Well, unfortunately, we remember what have you done for me lately.
True. Very true.
God, and that's so
Not
bad,
a
isn't it?
total body of work.
Yeah, right, exactly. Well, guys, this has been a lot of fun. We're already kind of getting
thank
close
you.
on time. So, yeah, Coach, this has been great, man.
No,
thanks for coming in.
I'm glad Darren showed up. made it better.
Well, anytime you got a substitute, it's always going to take that backwards.
The class acts up. We're all just laughing.
I'm glad that we had a good time.
We did, for sure. And we're not done yet, guys. So sorry. There's still the favorite part of the day, the joke of the day.
Oh,
so,
geez.
yeah. Oh, geez. What's that? Come on, Todd. This is one of Todd's good ones, I
this
think.
can't
Here.
be
He gave
good.
this to me before I came in, so let's see.
This is Todd's joke.
No, I'm joking.
Oh, okay.
Guys, I got to tell you, my teachers told me that I'd never amount to anything because I procrastinate so much. I told them, just you wait.
Oh boy,
That ought to top off the day, right there.
that's a dad joke there.
Hey, I got to keep them clean here, guys. All right.
That's what I said. I don't know any jokes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, the kids here are enough of them at home. They're ready for me to get them all out of my system here. So, guys, some events at Cowley coming up. There's going to be, obviously, you guys will be a part of this annual Blitz Drive. The athletic department fundraiser will be held on Tuesday, July 28th. Got the Tiger Skins Brian Groves Memorial Golf Tournament on Saturday, August 1st. And then we got some volleyball camps coming up into July. Got a Board of Trustees meeting on Monday, July 20th at the McAtee Dining Center in the President's Dining Room. So what's going on with the rest of the summer for you two guys? Much going on other than recruiting for yourself, trying to finish out one or two more spots?
Work a couple camps, get ready for the golf, and more fundraising.
How about you, Coach?
Yeah, just recruiting.
It's over now.
Yeah,
It's on to school at this point.
We're honestly we're on recruiting 27s.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can go watch that.
Got hit up by MLB.com yesterday asking for some headshots of some of our guys that might get drafted in the draft. And,
really?
Yeah, and then they usually do that each year in case somebody gets drafted. And do you ever worry about some of the kids that you get signed to come here that they might be plucked, or is that?
I don't worry about it. I mean, if they do, that's great.
And that's happened in the past,
Yeah,
right?
but I think it's getting more rare and rare, and it's even going to get more rare. It's kind of like the 5-year deal.
Right.
But I think they're going to reduce the draft in the near future.
Are they making decent money in NCAA now? Baseball?
Yeah.
Are they making pretty good money?
Well, I was told last week that a certain school in the SEC got a catcher for $500,000. Is that pretty good?
Wow.
Yeah, that's more than our whole draft list made.
It's incredible, isn't it? I mean, these kids, why do they even want to leave college?
Well, that's why I think they're having to put a limit on 5 years.
Yeah,
Right.
otherwise they'd want to just stay 6, 7 hours.
And we didn't get to talk about it. I know he wanted to, but it's like I think they had to do some kind of restrictions.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
So you only get one transfer without having to set. So you got to start showing some kind of loyalty and character in your commitment.
If you're the Manning kid and you're making 4.1 and you're the quarterback at Texas, why would you leave? I would
Why
just.
we want to get drafted?
Yeah, you'd have to go be the backup. You're the starter.
Yeah.
I don't get all that.
I
But
mean, like I said, and I know, the possibility of making that much money is probably pretty slim. But there are guys that are getting paid a lot of money to stay in college to play any kind of sport.
yeah, any sport. Yeah.
And so I think it's probably always kind of gone on, but not so open.
Right. Right.
I used to hear back when I first came here, a big man cost you so much money, or a point guard cost so much money, and I don't know how true that was, but I'm sure running backs and they weren't all great recruiters.
Right. Absolutely not.
Hey, I meant to ask, what were your thoughts about? I'm sure you were excited about the Sooner baseball team winning the College World Series title.
Yeah,
and
congrats to those guys, and being familiar with they're so close, and with the players, and getting to watch them and knowing the coaches, and you always want to pull for people in your area to succeed, and good for them, and they honestly deserve a more prolific stadium, I guess. Maybe for say they need some renovation done to their stadium. I think this is probably going to get it done.
Absolutely.
Because in the SEC they're probably behind.
Right. Right.
So
Would they finish 11th?
yeah, and they did in the regular season.
That's crazy.
A losing record in the conference.
yeah. Well, he revamped his whole pitching staff and started pitching freshmen.
Okay.
Every one of their stars in the playoffs were freshmen.
Okay.
And so now you talk about those guys winning the College World Series. How good would they have been in junior college?
Right. Yeah. That's wild.
And they weren't starting for a long time, but I think he decided to, I got to put somebody in there that's going to throw it over and not go for velocity so much.
Right.
And those guys still had great velocity, but good
Right.
stuff. And they did a lot of good things at the end of the year, and that's what we're all shooting to.
Every once in a while, coaching matters.
Every once in a while,
It helps.
every once in a while, but it's still about the Jimmys and Joes.
Absolutely.
It's still about the Jimmys and Joes.
They got hot at the right time, and they just
And they played well, and every time they got an opportunity to score, they did. And every time they got an opportunity to take advantage of somebody else's mistake, they did. And that's what success is all about. And so good for them.
Most
good for
definitely.
them.
Well, guys, this has been a lot of fun again. Thank you. And, Coach, best of luck on Thursday, too, with your assistant coach search. Hope,
Hope it goes well.
Yeah, you know, we've had some really good ones here.
We got 2 good candidates, so we're excited. So hopefully it works out.
Good. Well, like I say, I like the young nucleus of players. I'm excited to see the new players that you brought in, see how they meld with them. So,
never know.
And then fall ball will be here for you before you know it.
It won't be long. It won't be long. We'll start practicing when school starts and start playing before long.
I love it. I'm ready. You know, summer's a nice time to kind of catch your breath a little bit, but I'm ready for some games to get going again. So.
Well, activity around campus is always nice.
Definitely. Seeing the kids back around just make it feel like a campus.
Anytime you got students on campus, it always enhances the vision of everything.
And I think it makes us all feel a little younger.
Sure.
At least it makes me feel, you know, I like seeing the kids being back and around.
Because they're getting younger every year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I think, wouldn't they let 12-year-olds start coming to college?
Tell me about it. Yeah, well, we don't age. That's the good thing. So they start thinking, you know, who's that guy?
I saw somebody the other day. He said, you know, I know when I look in the mirror, I'm a lot older than my heart tells me. So,
yeah, darn it.
But that's part of life.
We all still feel like we're that same, you know, young
we
20-year-old
like
kid.
to be 30 again and be able to do what we could do then.
Absolutely.
Well, hey, and I'd be remiss without thanking Kris Ripley again. Thank you, Kris. He's the one behind the scenes, a creative media producer, and the man that brings this podcast to you. So for Darren Burroughs and for Todd Clark, I'm Rama Peroo, and thank you all again, and we'll catch you next Tuesday on the Behind the Stripes podcast.
Thanks.